I say we just vote for the aliens, call it a day.
There you go.
Move to Mars on a
Technology
spaceship
in.
and call Elon Musk our president.
Daily Logic Check.
So I heard you're helping complete communities in different countries and different areas of the world. Give me some examples of that.
You bet. I found that in my life that if you ever do I'll give you an example of a project that I'm doing with these wonderful guys from the Discovery Land Company. It's in Barbuda. I purchased the land and paid the money for a big strip of land, okay? Barbuda was an island. There's Antigua Barbuda, it's a country,
Right.
Antigua Barbuda. It's an island where the majority of the people were totally unemployed. So I saw this beautiful beach and I thought, you know, I could help develop it. One, the sand dunes are gone, or a lot of them, because they were sand mining to make money. It was like 90 some odd percent unemployment, I think, on that island, right? So they were subsidized by Antigua, the main island, to be able to exist. And I thought, well, the first thing I'd have to do is probably bring some sand dunes back. So I bought all this property and I got Discovery to be my project with me along with my partner, right? End result was, right after I did that, the hurricane came through, the big hurricane that devastated the entire island, wiped it out.
Wow.
And here we go. Thank God we didn't start building, right? So what do we do to help the people? First thing I did, and this is where the environmental people really come in, okay? Paul Watson, who started the Sea Shepherd and the Paul Watson Foundation today, right? And I paid for it. I paid to have one of the ships that I bought for them sent down there and paid for the fuel to take people from Barbuda to Antigua. Just bring them right across, okay? And just bring these guys across so they're safe. At the same time, take care of other islands. And the next thing we had to do was to make sure that people had something. So here's the thing. The development is $1 billion development. It's a big development, right? With big houses, big everything. However, how do we take care of the people? They needed to rebuild the dunes because they took away so many dunes, the force of the water came on in and there was nothing to stop it. So the surge came in further. So one, we brought the sand dunes back. Two, some of the mangroves were wiped out. We're now bringing the mangroves back. But more important, I looked at the turtle population was shrinking on what was happening there for the birth of the babies. And the coral reef. The coral reef was almost totally gone. So I said, okay, we want to do all. So immediately, the first thing was, let's bring some sand dunes back. Let's take areas that are terrible areas, take the sand out, make sand dunes with it, and make them to beautiful park areas as part of a golf course for the people, right? Next thing was, let's make it a better turtle habitat. So I got with Dr. Deborah Brosnan, #1 ecologist.
Oh, she's great.
She helped me put it together. The turtles started coming back, big turtles, which is beautiful. The next thing's, what do we do about these reefs? Around the world, they're disappearing. So Deborah Brosnan and I financed it myself, all right? All of a sudden, brought the reefs back. We hired local people to work with us so they could learn how to do it. We learned over a couple of years how to build these modules, put them in the water.
But didn't you grow the reef?
We did, and we grew the coral. We grew the coral ourselves. We found coral that could make it, that's devastated, that could make it. We grew that coral. We had these reefs made for us that were modules, like maybe 10 feet by 10 feet.
Yeah.
They looked like reefs, put them in the water, a whole bunch of them lined up. And then with divers, we went there and put the coral we grew on them, right? All of a sudden it grew. And it grew so good that the fish came around. And sea urchins came around.
Back.
All of a sudden, it was amazing. And now we are guest speakers for the United Nations on how to bring reefs back. We're now guest. We're going to be, in fact, doing a big program for them in, I believe it's in June down there in Barbuda and Antigua Barbuda. We're doing something really nice for them down there. So what happened was this, okay? So we brought the sand dunes back. Right? We brought the turtles, more turtles back. We're bringing it back. Now, how about all the people? Every person that could qualify for a job works for us.
Everybody has an income.
If you want a job, if you could qualify for a job. In fact, we have so many jobs, we have to bring them from Antigua over and maybe other islands, okay? Or other places, because we have more jobs. Now, how does that affect everybody? We pay them a good amount. They make more money. They're self-sufficient. Now, it's not only that. We're dealing with several companies there that we started. One is a guy named Abishir, right? Long dreadlocks and all, wonderful guy. He has 13 people working for him right now on our property. We're his only customer. Of course, others are also. So we're teaching locals how to have their own business to be part of our project. By the time this project is done, we're going to need 1,000 people working for us.
Andrew, we know where we're going.
While we're building, we're approximately maybe 800-900, but so what we're doing at the same time is building some nice residences for our workers that come in or that work there. They're just really nice. And we help the local town out a little bit, okay? First thing I did after the hurricane was I spent $1 million out of my own pocket on behalf of my family and me. We spent $1 million and we could not, this is non-deductible. We built them a communication tower, a 200-foot communication tower.
Oh, that's right.
And we gave it to the people. So what we believe is success unshared is failure. Now, is this an investment, a giveaway to somebody? No, it's an investment in the future of our planet.
Yeah.
We all should do a little something to make the planet a little bit off because we're here and the people are happy. So I go there, they're smiling. JP, how you doing? Well, how are you doing, Abishur? How you doing, Thomas? You know, they're happier. The people are happier. Now, we had a few people that were very unhappy, but the majority of the people, to get the project done, the council voted, yes, let's do it. Those few people that are angry, well, we want to leave it the way it was, the majority want what we have, love what we have, and they
really
can say
giving
anything
back.
they want.
You'll never make everybody happy.
Oh, no, we made the country better. We made the island that we're on better. We made the ocean better. And we made the land better because we were there. So I believe that people like to be around people that do things. So what's the end result of this? People that are buying expensive properties in this beautiful place that we have there, you know, it's unbelievably beautiful. It's peace, love, and happiness. They're able to bring their families there and watch the turtles get hatched and walk into the water. They're there to see the community working on with
A
our
live
project.
SeaWorld.
In other words, they see it, but they see it. So they bring their children and grandchildren and say, hey, where we built this very expensive house that we're going to have forever is an example of what you can do with the community, even private communities for wealthier people, how they want to give back and bring our children in and teach them the same thing. So it's good for the whole world by doing. And the Taymouth Castle was the
I was
other
going to
one.
say, and now you started the project in Scotland.
Oh my God, Taymouth Castle, when I saw it, I fell in love with it, but it was in the middle of being repaired. It's a castle that was started back in, I think, 1480, redone in the 1500s, redone in the 1600s, a little bit done in the 1800s. Queen Victoria was there for her honeymoon with
Andrew
Prince Albert.
was there. Andrew
Andrew
stopped
was there.
by.
You saw it.
We
You
stopped
saw it. You
by.
saw it
Yeah.
there,
I had to
right?
see it before it was
But I
worked on.
thought it's one of the most beautiful things I ever saw. I want to rebuild this thing. And I spent the money. It's a lot of money rebuilding the whole thing. And we'll make another community.
But you also helped the community, I heard.
Exactly.
What'd you do there?
We rebuilt it and made it so now they have a castle that, and it's finished right now, is now done, not falling apart. And we hire whoever we can locally, and at the same time, we bring in local people to help in every way we can, and add a community and make it better for everybody. And we love that.
Yeah.
So
I heard the community loves you there because you're like,
God.
jobs, you get a job.
Oh, no, but we
you get
do.
a job.
If people, I mean, if they now jobs they can't qualify for, we have to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
But hopefully that we brought them in from other parts of Scotland to help the community out.
Yeah.
At the same time, what does that branch out to? Some people that were rebuilding some old ships there in Scotland and the museum found out what we're doing, and they got a hold of me and said, JP, would you mind? We're not at your community. We're like, a few hundred miles away, but it's for Scotland. We're rebuilding these old ships that we want to build a museum around. I said, of course. So I sent them a donation.
That
of
is
course,
so
because we
awesome.
believe in being part of a nation and a country. We're all one people.
Yeah.
It's not like you're yellow, purple. People ask, for example, this is interesting, at Paul Mitchell, how come you don't have one line for Asians, one line for people of color, and of course another line? We said it's because we don't sell Paul Mitchell luxury products to different colors of people.
It's just one product.
We sell it for different textures of hair.
Yeah.
Well, your packaging says it all, black and white.
You'll find lily white people that have really
Like,
kinky hair,
very
really
simple.
curly hair.
Yeah.
It's for different textures of hair.
Yeah.
We don't
Not
have
fair.
to, and that's what the world should think. We're different textures of people, different colors. Let's all love each other
Yes.
and get along instead of burning things down. Let's love one another as the
Yeah.
example of getting along.
Yes.
Let's love one another as the example.
Yes.
So is that all your projects, your real estate projects are those two? Or didn't you have one more?
Oh
I
no,
thought
we
you
have
had
quite.
another
We have one in Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica.
and that's a beautiful one there too. Where we're bringing it, we're into the land. Everything we do is what can we do for the land?
I feel like singing "We Are the World."
Something like
we
that,
are
yeah.
the JP.
And in Austin, Texas, we have another one. In Austin, we have like
wait.
we have the Driftwood Project down there with Discovery. In Costa Rica, we have Zapital.
Wait.
And in Barbuda, we have the Ocean Club. And in Taymouth Castle.
Wait, what about the veterans in Texas?
Oh, I love that. I love my project
Talk
there.
about
Yeah,
that project.
it's
I love that
Patriot
project.
Hall. people don't pay enough attention to veterans, even those, there's one still left from World War.
You're a veteran.
You know, I sure am. From World War II that was still connected with, there's still one there, mainly from the Korean War and of course the Vietnam War and others. People forget about them. If you're injured as a veteran and you don't have a place to go, you're at home all day long watching TV or no place. So we needed some. So these wonderful people brought it to me and said, JP, we want to build a center called Patriot Hall. We need some money to build the main building and others. I said, this is the most wonderful thing. What will it do for the Patriots? So one, it'll give them a place to go and hang out with one another. They'll have an obstacle course, some things for the children, some things for them. We'll have everything that they need. We'll have another building there that's just for all the benefits they get they don't even know about. In other words, let's help them be happy, a place to go to, and tell them all the things they get that people forget that they have or don't even know they have. So it makes those people happy. And when you see them just go there,
It's
they just light
self-sustainable
up.
too, right? Like you have
It is
what
very
is that
sustainable.
where they grow their own, you showed me this device where they're growing their own food.
Yeah, we grow our own food there.
Metal
We have
shop.
programs going.
Just keep everybody busy and help their mental well-being.
Oh yeah, like
Art
in
shop.
my wellness place there that I really support, Mobile Loaves and Fishes, the
Yeah.
community, right? We have metal shop, wood shop. We have every kind of a job you could imagine. And we have tiny
So
homes.
cool.
And we found an answer to homelessness, okay? We have tiny homes there all around in a circle. And we already have over almost 400 of them already
Wow.
built with people living in them. We have a theater. We have all these shops. So they could learn a way to produce money.
Their
And many
skill.
of them just want to do it. And many
Yeah.
of them are disabled, right? So part of the things I built there for them was an entrepreneur center. JP, why'd you build an entrepreneur center? They're homeless people. They don't want to work. Yes, your teeth. Yeah. So we have like, ceramics. We have a lot of people jump in for our artwork there. Unbelievable artwork. They paint, they sculpt, they do incredible, really cool things, make jewelry. They do really cool things there. They say, JP, why? The first year and a half that the Entrepreneur Center was open, and we teach everybody how to do stuff right. Whatever money they sell, they get to keep, right? The first year and a half, they sold almost $200,000 worth of
Wow,
goods.
that is
Wow.
so
People need an
cool.
opportunity, a chance in life. So we give them very little rent. They have to pay a little bit of rent or you don't feel it's yours. People you give stuff free
ownership.
to abuse it.
Abuse-
Oh,
they-
it's
they don't
free.
treat-
You
they
owe
don't
me.
treat
Give me
well.
something free. Give me something free, right? No, America's not a land of, we're not communism.
We're not a land of
that let the
handouts.
government control you and give you, no, we're not communism. And America hopefully will never be communistic, okay? Even though some people are leaning that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Russia proved it didn't work, okay? I mean, they
That
proved
would
it didn't
never
work.
work. It's
been proved many,
It didn't
many
work. No, it
times.
doesn't work, okay? But it gives people an opportunity in life, so we give them opportunity. So you charge them. So most of them have some kind of money, but let's say people don't have enough money to pay their $150 or $60 a month rent. It's okay. We have wood shop, we have metal shop, we have art shop, we
Andrew,
have
it's
everything.
so cool.
Enough to,
That's
and so
awesome.
nobody's kicked out because you can't pay your rent there.
And
I
this
mean,
is in
they're-
Austin?
yeah, it's Austin, Texas.
And you should see their
Mobile
their-
Loaves and Fishes, the community.
What's it called?
Mobile Loaves and Fishes, the community.
Oh, wow.
And their smiles. Like we walked through there, he gave me a tour.
happy.
And you should see these veterans are just sitting there, just so ecstatic about this little clay sculpture because this guy he's a right brain thinker, but he's a left brain thinker too, and he just didn't know how to release that creativity. And I talked to this one guy. I said, "How do you like this?" He goes, "I love it. Just playing a little clay house." He's the happiest, jolliest veteran, just sitting there like,
Yeah.
look.
And making money.
And he's making money. He's like,
And
"I
he's the
sell these
veteran,
at
by
the
the way,
at
that
the
one. He's the
store."
veteran
And
that
I'm
was
like,
there. A lot of veterans.
It's just so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
other words, it shows people that the
Yeah.
answer isn't take over hotels, take over your residence, take over
Yeah.
your school, get everybody out, whatever, put them in there. No, that's creating a ghetto. These are little homes. And now we have a new technology where you can actually build them 3 layers high. You can have like a little apartment complex in there,
Really?
Yeah.
without making it a ghetto. You
Oh,
have a little
yeah,
one, a
yeah.
whole bunch of little ones, right? So you own like 5 or 6 or 3 or 4 together. We just, as a community,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
don't get
Well,
rid of
you're
people.
also really creative there. So I noticed that it's not, you don't walk up to your community and it's a square box with like
No,
dirt
they're
roads.
special
You
and
literally
unique.
create little cool paths like Alice in Wonderland. Like you
Yeah,
kinda,
it is. It's
There's like
cool.
mailboxes are really creative. The signs are creative. It's really just a cool environment versus that stale, homeless
Yeah.
environment that you see here in California.
People want to feel like they're contributing. Not people that
yeah.
everybody wants to contribute.
Everybody wants to. Exactly.
And people that don't contribute, those are the people that seem to be the least happy.
And there's a lot of mental problems out there. Let's call it mental challenges.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, not all of them, okay, but some of them were caused because they were broke, they got kicked out of their house, no one would see them or help them, or they had an alcohol problem, right? They just need someone to help them get on their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have something there also where we help people like that also. In fact, my wife, Eloise, is very involved with the Arbor to bring these people back to reality and get
Yep.
them off of that. And she even has a home there that if ladies are abused or children, whatever, a place to go to be safe, and then a place
Yep.
to go to have their children. Then another group helps families there that we support, helps the whole family, gives them a whole
Transitioning.
family a place to live, and helps the husband get a job and new places to go to people be affiliated with. So we're really cooking there in Austin. We've got some good things going
You know,
on.
California could really learn from Austin because
Yes,
I
they
know
can.
what we have right now is just a really, really, to combat homelessness in California is like taking on a whole country, right? But it's an opioid crisis.
In my opinion, it's not a homeless problem; it's a drug problem.
Right.
It
I
is a
mean,
big problem.
it's masked as a homeless problem because nobody wants people to be homeless, but it's not. Everybody that I've been in I've actually walked through them in Seattle, and there's people.
Our sister's homeless.
Yeah, our sister lived in these ghettos.
It's unfortunate.
And it's not. Nobody's there because they couldn't get a job or they lost their apartment. They did there because they'd rather do drugs
They're a drug
than be
addict.
anywhere
You're right.
else because they can be.
You're so right.
They can survive in Seattle with nothing because everything is kind of given to
It's
them.
given to them.
But
You know
it's
what?
not dignified.
No, you are 100% correct. And then I see this other thing. I think California has it, okay, where you could steal up to $900. You
Yep.
could steal,
Yep.
and even if you got busted, you get it's like a misdemeanor. But they don't bust anybody, and I've heard stories of them walking out with tons of clothes from stores. In fact, San Francisco got an area called Union Square, one of the most beautiful hotels and shopping areas. It's closed up now.
Well, you know what they're doing
Oh
in
my God! Because people
conspiracy-
are going and stealing everything. It's unfortunate.
My
It's
conspiracy
unfortunate.
theory idea of all this is they're trying to drive the real estate value down so some bigwigs can come in and just buy everything for
Don't
cheap
know. Yeah,
and
don't know.
restart everything all over again. Once all the opioid addicts die, because they really tried to combat opioid problems by, arresting some of the CEOs in these opioid companies, right? So they put them all away. Now they're like, okay, well, we don't hand them out like candy anymore, but there's a whole generation like our sister who's
Yeah.
homeless on a street still. And they're getting to be 45, 50 years old. Well, I don't know how they're still all alive, but they're all alive. Like, you don't
Resilience
die,
of
honestly, of
humans.
opioids. You just,
No, and the answer
like-
is do not, because you create more people that are on the verge of homelessness or homelessness to become criminals
Yeah,
by
you
laws.
encourage
And,
it. They're
no
encouraging it.
disrespect, but the politics may not have been the best in California.
I
put it
get-
that way,
I
okay?
get
Andrew
what
gave me a-
what they.
No disrespect,
no,
okay, but they
Andrew
got to
gave
change
a good
it.
idea. Like, they won't, people will feel sorry if you call it home. What'd you say?
Yeah, well, if you say that there's a homeless problem, nobody wants somebody else to be homeless.
Right.
So they're going to I'll sign that bill or I'll vote for that because I don't want people homeless. But in reality, they're not actually tackling the real problem.
That's right.
Which is the drug addiction.
Exactly.
And it's
Huge
and
problem.
Nobody
it's
wants to
really,
deal
really
with
bad
drug
because
addicts.
there was not one sober person for a mile when I walked through the ghettos, and it's obvious and it's sad, and I wish we could help them, but in my experience, the only time you can sober up a person is if they want to be, and how do you get them sober? I don't know.
Daily Logic Check.
There's something, too, that I've asked politicians, and they're dead in the water on this one here, because I can't figure this one out. We have millions of what we call illegal immigrants coming across the border, right? My mother was an immigrant, but she came through Ellis Island the right way, right? Many, many years ago. So I'm first-generation American. But millions of illegal immigrants have come across the border. And even though our government today touts, oh no, that vaccine is real and
None of them
everyone's
have
got
to
to
be
take it.
vaccinated, right?
None of them.
Right.
I mean, by God, with all due respect, if you're saying to us, if
they're all
all you
voters,
guys are
though,
saying
right?
that, oh no, you got to take it, you'll never catch it, everyone's got to take the vaccines, they even force people to take it in the military or the work for governments, but you let millions come across, never once they say you got to all have vaccines. So you have millions of people walking around, some of them probably have God knows what disease, and this is stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
it is, what is wrong with you, government? What is the matter with you? I believe in immigrants. I'm a child of an immigrant.
Yeah.
But to have them
I
come
believe in
across when
immigrants
you're
also.
telling everybody you got to get a shot, well, does it mean they don't really work? And that's why you're not vaccinating all these 2 million
You know,
people?
why
I don't
aren't
know.
they
I don't know.
vaccinating the millions
They're
of
not
people
millions.
coming in?
Well, and then
They're
they're saying there may
requiring
be
it
an
for people.
epidemic. You're
But the-
causing the epidemic. Guys, you're
Yes,
letting them all across
but
with no
their-
shots.
But
If the
their
shots
excuse
even
is
work.
they didn't want them to
I don't know.
stop coming over just to not get the shot. So they're just wanted to help because they're all claiming asylum. And that's how they can get them in the country is they're claiming asylum. If you don't claim
Okay.
asylum, they turn you around and send you right back.
What do you mean by asylum?
Asylum
Freedom?
means that if where you're from
Okay.
is
Gonna kill you.
is
Gonna
going
kill
to
you.
kill you, or it's very bad and you're trying to get away.
Okay.
So that's how they get into
claiming asylum.
Claim asylum,
Okay.
and because of that, there's rules that they can't force them to do what we would think as Americans should be a good idea, which is vaccinate them. If we all have to be vaccinated, it probably should be. But
But
that's
how are they all getting health care and our veterans can't get health care?
It's,
I wanna know. Explain, because
but it's not as simple. It's
So can a veteran go overseas then and release his citizenship and come back and get health care as an
if you
asylum
could-
seeker?
If you could hide your birth country, probably.
No, I'm just, I deal with a lot of veterans that don't have health care. And I try and I take, I work with a lot of veterans for the Elks Club and things
Yeah.
like that. And a lot of them are like, I can't get health care. And I'm sad. So then I turn on the news and I'm like, wait a minute.
California's 63 billion deficit this year.
But California 4 years ago used to be a positive one where there was like $100 billion in the good.
Yeah,
Now
not
they
anymore.
went to the red.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I think
63.
is happening here? I think a lot of good people probably thought it was a good idea. And then when they realized it wasn't a good idea, they didn't want to be wrong, so they stuck by it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure in Washington, D.C., the administration knows, uh-oh, we screwed up on that one, right? Let's change it fast.
But then they lose their job, and everybody, all
exactly.
they're really doing is looking out for themselves and looking out for that paycheck, and they don't care as long as they continue to get reelected and continue to get.
Well, couldn't we just
they
put
wanna
all these
retire.
asylum seekers in one of their houses and see how they like it?
Of course
then?
not. That wouldn't work.
No,
Look
no,
at-
we want to love one another and just
Yes.
find better ways. But the thing is this, if you look at the world, everyone wants to come to the United States. If you
Right.
drop that border down,
Well, no, we're
I'd
supposed
say
to be land of the
half-
free, home of the
it is,
brave.
and we are. I'm
We're
an immigrant's
immigrant. We were
child, and
born
we
as
are.
immigrants.
But you got to
Immigrants-
do it the right way.
So here's my question to you. I really, I kind of have an odd way to think about this because I feel like we're not having enough babies, enough children. So if we had immigrants coming in, because they're hard workers, like the Spanish community, they're the hardest workers I know. Like, so what if we did it the right way? They could come in, they worked.
There is.
And we
used
just
to be-
let them all in, but we did it the right way. I think that we need that population.
It used to be that way.
I feel like we need them.
But
I
it
feel
used
like
to be
we
that way.
need
The
those
problem
people
is
to help us
the way the law-
sustain this whole life.
But the way the laws are to get somebody legally into the country takes years. Takes absolutely
So we're just
years.
gonna, so is it bad to open the floodgates and let them in?
No.
I think
so
it's
what
a
they
good
should
thing,
do,
but we
though,
should
is
do it the right way.
streamline the right way. Because right now they can only get like 1 million people a year in the right way. But obviously the country needs more than a
We need
million people
more
a year
people.
to come in.
Right.
But we need them to be. We need to know that they have the United States best in their interest.
So instead of spending money on the drug addicts, why don't we spend money on the people that
But
let
they're
people
not
in the
spending money on
country?
the drug addicts. They're spending money on themselves. Them pretending they're helping.
Yeah, you're right. But that opens it up. That's I think
that's a whole
like
nother
all of a sudden out of nowhere, and I think the border has a lot to do with this. All the fentanyl's coming across.
Yes.
Do you know that? And I just found this out yesterday. Over 100,000 people in the United States die every year from fentanyl.
You know, it's the number one
Whoa.
cause of death for men between 18 and 25.
It's fentanyl.
It's fentanyl. I mean,
We have two families that lost a child to fentanyl. Two families that we know that we love very. They're good kids.
I know a lot. Actually, I know quite a bit of artists who are dying. I mean, Tom Petty, fentanyl. I mean, come on.
It's
Like,
sad.
Tom
wasn't
Petty?
that Prince? Didn't he? Is that
Prince died.
Yeah, they've got to know.
Avicii.
It's okay, politicians, to be wrong and do something, but be smart enough and say, "Hey, we were wrong. We're smart enough to say we were wrong. Let's change it. There's a better way. We thought it
problem
would
with
work."
that is when they say they're wrong, they don't get reelected and they don't get that paycheck.
that's it.
And all they're really, in my opinion, everybody's just worried about themselves. They're worried about their paycheck. When like you got somebody who's making $60,000 a year and then gets elected and is now making $350,000 a year, they don't want to lose that job. It's the best job they're ever going to have. So they're going to say whatever it takes to continue to have that job.
But I think even in that group, there's some people that really see the light. Even in that
and there
group.
is.
People
There's always.
People love people, but there are a lot. You're right. You are right. You're right.
So I
You're
say we
100% right.
just vote for the aliens, call it a day.
There you go.
Move to
And let
Mars
that
on a
be said, call it
spaceship
the
and
end.
call Elon Musk our president.
We want to help. We want to help the country, and we want to help the world out. And America is a shining light.
Yeah.
And let's not let anyone ever destroy that in any way, shape, or. And let's help
It
our
is.
immigrants
This place
sweat
is
the right
beautiful.
way.
I don't care what the news says.
Yeah.
I don't care what
I love America.
TikTok says.
That's right.
I go outside and people get along. Republicans, Democrats
Yeah.
are good friends.
That's
They can
right.
talk. You don't think they could talk online, but that is not true. Those are just the crazy people.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
In general,
There is mentally ill people trying to make a
I have lots of
point.
Republican friends. I have lots of Democrat friends. I have lots of independents, and all of us can sit around and have a conversation,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
perfectly
how it used
fine.
to be, where you didn't ask somebody their red
Political
or blue.
beliefs, yeah,
It's like,
exactly
when
that.
did that happen?
Still,
We the people. We need a
Yeah.
third party or
Yeah, we
fourth
need
party in there.
another party.
Yes,
I
no,
don't
we
know.
definitely do
But that's
do
called
that.
the independent. Now I'm confused because I've always been independent, and I've said I was independent because I don't believe in all Republican. I don't believe in all Democrat. So they call me an independent. But what does that mean?
And it was so. What they tried to do, I think it was
I'm not
Ross
political,
Perot's the
so-
one that tried to make an independent
sure.
third in the middle, but neither Republicans or Democrats like that because it takes votes away from them.
So
So
their
they're never
paycheck.
going to be a
And their
third party.
power. It takes away their power.
Okay.
There's never going to be, they'd have to dilute the power, so there's never going to be a third party because it's too late. Our country is designed on two-side system. It's never going to change.
Yeah, but
Well,
here
I think that when they see what's going on with the different parties, just a personal feeling, right? You could be right that people say maybe we do need a third party, another view other those that have been controlling us for all these years. Maybe
But
we
they're
need
trying to do
something new.
one world power right now. It's like they're trying to just go,
that's
okay,
not good.
everything's wrong. We need just
No,
one person to run every
that's
country.
not good. That's not good.
I'm
That's
like,
not
wait a minute,
good.
isn't that?
That,
Is that
you're
communism?
about the deep state. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
the
good.
deep state.
That's not good. Yeah, we will tell you what to do, when to do it, like they tried to do during the COVID thing. We'll tell you what to do,
that
when to
was
do it.
horrific. I thought, oh my gosh, if they get a hold
Yeah.
of this,
That
they
was
start
the
controlling our lives like
Centralized
this.
digital currency.
This is going to be.
Oh yeah,
Bad
they
news.
got you.
Bad,
Well, what I
bad,
didn't like
bad.
was in Canada, those truck drivers, common good people,
my
had
gosh, I
a
couldn't
blockade.
believe it.
Right, this is wrong. And what does the Canadian government do? Which blew me away. They froze all their bank accounts, and I think some of them froze their jobs, where they had no
Yeah.
money, no
You know,
nothing.
they didn't just do that. The people who donated $50
Yeah.
to the
truckers,
GoFundMe
yeah.
of the truckers, the Canadian government seized their accounts too. People who just gave $50 because they're like,
That's
oh
communism.
yeah, yeah.
So the deep state got to Trudeau, whoever runs Canada now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
How did Trudeau?
Wow.
Oh, I don't even want to get in there. I can't.
I think that's his name. Maybe I'm wrong. Whoever the prime minister is,
This is
that
not
did
supposed
it.
to be political.
Yeah, whoever did it. You know, and I said, "Whoa,
This
that's
is a logical
these are we the
podcast.
people. It's we the people."
I know,
we're not into politics, you know, but we're just
No,
someone
it's
got
not me, the people.
We
it's
wanna
It's
bring-
we the people. Yes, it's not me. It's not me.
The
It's
M
we.
is upside down. It's
The
we,
whole
not
world
me.
needs to watch
Come
out for each
together,
other.
love each
We're-
other.
Yeah.
Democrats,
Did you
Republicans,
guys
love each
watch
other.
listen to the Beatles?
The way that I like, we're all one tribe.
There you go.
And if we
Human
start,
tribe.
yes, the human tribe. We're not the Americans. We're not the Chinese. We're
You're
not.
right.
We're
aliens
all one
now.
tribe. Not until the aliens, then we will feel like one
Can't
tribe.
wait. I'm so excited. I want a
Exactly.
ghost. I want an
If-
alien.
If the aliens come after us and don't like us, then we'll all of a sudden be all one tribe again.
But they may come out and tell you, you know, guys, we've been hiding out for many years to see how you would do this, like Star Wars, right? Where
Yeah.
you can't touch anyone's society, let them go on their own. That you guys have been killing each other. You've been murderers to one another. You're one race, a human race, and for the dumbest reasons, whether it's a religious
fight
reason
amongst yourselves.
or a color, you're not only fighting, you're killing each other. Boy, are you antiquated. Well, now you're at a point where you got to know that, guys, this sucks. You're not doing it right. Love one another.
Yeah.
Let us help you do that. Love one
Yeah.
another. Don't be
But everybody, the problem
think
is
cats
generally
are aliens,
everybody is
just
looking
letting
out for
everybody know.
themselves.
Exactly.
Which is, it's
or
good and
their
it's
tribe,
bad.
their own little group. But
Yep.
we're one tribe. You're right. We're one tribe. They're breaking up to lots of tribes, which means, I guess, it's easier to control. If you have a bunch of people fighting each other,
Yep.
it's
yeah.
either control. Well, we're the
Then you just
heroes.
take 'em all
Success
We're
in
to get you
fighting,
together.
and then
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, let me
Because
solve your
imagine
problems.
if the entire world was looking out for one another and we're all in one tribe, imagine
We are
nobody
the
would have control of us.
world.
Nobody
That's
could.
right.
We are
There
the
wouldn't be a group of
children.
people who could
We
who
are
could
the ones who make
manipulate
a
us, get their
brighter
drugs
day. So let's
approved so
start
they could,
giving.
make
Let's
billions.
start
And have your own religion, your own government, and don't interfere with someone else's. Let your own country do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's,
We all get along. We don't need one central government. Let's all get along with
yes,
everybody.
yes. There's lots, because there's lots of different kinds of people, so there could be lots of things. But everybody needs to stop, like, fighting for everything.
Can
Good
somebody
common
get the
sense.
chorus
Good.
out here on set?
And splitting people up.
We are the ones.
Yeah,
Where's the
exactly. We
chorus?
are the people.
children.
We are the ones.
We are the ones. Well, JP, it's been a brighter day because you
Exactly.
keep on giving.
So I look forward to a lot of wonderful things happening
Yeah.
in 2024. A lot of the bad guys being exposed.
Yep.
Maybe the deep state
Absolutely.
disappearing, whatever, and just have freedom and happiness between one another. And
Yeah.
forget the war machine.
Daily Logic Check.
JP, every show we're donating $1,000 to a charity of your choice or to our guest's choice. And you've been in Texas for a long time,
Yep.
but do you have a California charity that you'd like us to donate to?
Actually, I do. It was almost 44 years ago that I was homeless in LA. And I like here in LA, and I support them. It's called Chrysalis. They take the homeless off the
What is it?
street. Chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
With a C. There's one in
Okay.
Santa Monica, one in downtown LA.
Okay.
They take the homeless off the street, find them a place to live, clothes to wear, and then show them how to get a job and work with them until they get a job. It's one of the best charities I could ever give to. So that'd be nice if you would do that for Chrysalis.
Thank
It's
you.
a very good one.
Andrew and I were like, well, what can we do when they're coming on and they're really promoting positivity? And we're like, well, let's donate to a charity of their choice.
That's so kind. Thank you.
You're welcome. We also have a gift for everyone that comes on. Obviously, Vargas Vodka is a company you and I have together.
of
But
course, yes.
it's not just swag. Here you go. Can you reach it?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, open it up.
Oh, that's
Show the
we got
logo
stuff
on
here.
camera.
Oh, so I've got a T-shirt.
Yeah,
a
got the
Vargas,
T-shirt.
Vargas vodka.
Drink
There you
vodka,
go.
ride a
So I got my
cowboy.
T-shirt. I like it here.
Yeah.
Drink vodka, ride a cowboy. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Okay, we got
Okay.
that. What else do I have? Oh, this.
And then
wow,
that
what
is a
this?
crystal telescope
Oh,
because
that
you
is
see
so
into the
cool.
stars.
Wow.
And you
can
see into the future.
So you can see the aliens.
So you
That
can
is
see
so
the
nice.
aliens.
And
then,
a
of course, I
hat
got
in
your
case it
Vargas
gets too
Vodka
bright.
hat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, thank you. This
You're
is
welcome.
really
Isn't
cool.
that
Thank you, guys.
cool?
Yeah, thank you.
So
Wow.
I was like, what can I get JP? I mean, you,
This
a man
is
who
really
has
cool.
everything.
Oh, yeah.
a little
Okay,
crystal.
there you go.
I don't
Thank
think you
you.
can see through it, but
Thanks for the goodies.
it's the point.
It's beautiful.
Well, thank you for coming today. It has been
My
such
pleasure.
a
I love you
delight.
guys.
It's been
It's so
great
fun.
talking to you.
It's my
Anywhere
pleasure.
from aliens to politics to you to investments to helping
Oh, I
communities.
love your show. I love what you do on your
Thank you.
show.
We love our audience. Andrew and I, we love to educate people with just a little bit of love, and I think you brought a lot of love to the set. Even the crew, everyone loves you. So, just spreading that love and your cheer and your smile, coming from what you came from, being where you are today, all the hard work you put in, you still have a smile on your face, and that's a true testament to success. So,
Thank you.
for being here today. And you're going to come back, right?
I will do it.
Okay,
if
will
you
you come
keep your
back?
show the way you have it right now, I will definitely come back. We can talk about
Absolutely.
other subjects even more so.
Wait, you got to come back when the aliens show up.
Oh, definitely.
That way we can say you're right.
I would love to be. I promise to be on your first alien show. I promise.
We'll have some alien shirts on.
Believe me, if I can find it
An
before
alien
you.
can replace
think
me.
that-
You guys could talk with the aliens.
Well, the
you're
aliens be
down to
drinking
common
Bandero.
sense. I think you're great as a co-host because you're down to common sense, and that's wonderful, Andrew.
Well, we'll all be drinking Bandero and using
here.
our Paul Mitchell hair products. And thanks for coming. We can't wait
Peace,
to
love,
see
and
you again.
happiness.
Peace, love, and
You got it.
happiness.
It's a good thing, which still works. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Daily Logic Check.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Daily Logic Check. I'm your host, Elizabeth Vargas, with my co-host, Andrew Vargas. If you like what you saw, you like what you see, click below, like, follow, and support us on Patreon. Peace, love, and happiness.